everyone. Good afternoon, right? Can someone cue up the teleprompter? I haven't memorized every word, so I need this. Today is January 24th. Today was my father's birthday. His name was Bill Eit, and today he would have plopped a grandchild on his lap to make a wish and blow out birthday candles together. Instead, we are together. We share a wish today, a wish for safe care for your fathers, your mothers, your children, your spouses, life partners, all whom you hold near and dear, and especially your patients who put their faith and trust in you. I am so grateful for the patient safety movement and for Joe and Jim especially, for creating a means for all of us to work together to make that wish come true. By 2020, we will transform all extinguished birthdays into safe care for others. And though, thank you to all of us. And though I feel incredibly blessed to be part of this work with you, the path here, I have to admit, is not one that I chose. It chose me on a sunny Friday afternoon in Pittsburgh when Dad took a fall, which went unattended for the next 57 hours. The young intern and nurses overseeing his care were too afraid to call his doctor over the weekend to help them get the medical attention my father needed. We all spoke up that long weekend, Mom, Dad, and me. First politely, then frantically, and then finally, frankly, quite fiercely. Unfortunately, it was ferocity that got results, but it was too late, and my father's fate was sealed. A few weeks after we buried Dad, my husband, Sandy, fought for his life following routine surgery, and for 3 days he had spoken up, politely, then frantically, but he never got to fierce because by then his voice was stilled by sepsis. When we talk about speaking up, we really have to talk about listening. We need to discuss talking versus communication, and we must transform the language of silence to a language of candor and respect. When we literally begged Dad's doctors to fill us in, to tell us what can we expect? I mean, we certainly hadn't expected a fall, and we hadn't expected pneumonia, but we were thinking, okay, we're here, he's getting better. How can we work together to help prevent anything else that we might not expect? Surely they would know and they could fill us in and tell us, and we could all work together and collaborate because we were bedside. You know, we were there. We took that conventional advice very seriously. When someone goes to the hospital, you go there with them. But we realized then that we didn't have a clue. We didn't know. We were all college educated, my brothers and sisters and me and Mom, but we didn't know the language. We didn't know what to expect or what to say or do to actually help support and safeguard Dad's care. So we were looking for guidance. We certainly had the investment. I like to say there's no one more patient-centered than a patient's family members or friends who are their care partners. But imagine if they had said or reacted instead of crossing their arms, and I know they felt bad. I know they felt that they wished that they could share some advice with us. But imagine if they had said, like, oh, we're so glad you asked. Preventing infection is mission 1 with us, and here's a quick checklist of facts and about infection and what you can do for protecting your dad. And if you have any questions, please, please, please talk to us. Now, this is true communication. And I know in every fiber of my being that if we had had that checklist to help prevent infection, MRSA specifically, of course, and C. diff, that I would not be here today. On my former career path, the one that led up to that fateful Friday in Pittsburgh, I was a market research consultant. And actually, I specialized in communication strategy and customer satisfaction because the two are completely linked. And it occurs to me, and sometimes it's even a bit of a consolation, that the universe actually had a plan. And that plan was for me to spend the first 20 years of a career sharpening my skills with the best companies in the US and in Europe, and then to fuel a single-minded resolve to use those skills to turn my family's experience into tangible tools for safer care, which is exactly what's happened in the last few years. With Dr. Mary Foley at UCF School of Nursing and other safety leaders, we've created practical training plus quick checklists and simple tools so providers can share these with patients and families, and they can all work together to prevent the most common hospital-acquired conditions. We've put a ton of care into designing these tools. We know that a friendly approach, a friendly, warm approach, is one that motivates the critical conversations and actions that have the power to engage patients' families and expand safety nets for all patients. One of Dad's favorite characters in literature was Don Quixote. And sometimes I think my mission to put everyone literally on the same page for patients is a rather quixotic quest. But what do you think? Tell me, are providers prepared to candidly share their insider info with patients and families, like how to prevent medication mix-ups and blood clots and falls and infection, of course, and bed sores, all of these things that are so common yet so preventable and lead to so much harm and death? Are healthcare providers really prepared to listen when patients and families detect a problem brewing and then speak up about it? I feel very good about the fact that all of you would say yes to these questions. I'm in a good place here with all of you. However, we all know that there are lots of hospitals that are not represented here. So I was inspired by Joe Biden a little bit earlier. He said, we've got to double down. So here's what I would like to do for all of us to double down and reach out in the coming year to colleagues, maybe the hospital across town where you know that the culture there would be, I don't know, sharing information with patients, it's pretty scary, they can't handle it, or no, it's just not appropriate. Because trust me, I would like to say I've worked with those hospitals because I haven't, and we don't go anywhere with those hospitals, but I would love to. I would love to bring them here. So how about if all of us, let's make a deal that next year and the coming year, we each reach out to hospitals that we know could benefit by hearing and being part of everything that is here, that we have been part of this year, that we will be again a part of next year. Let's double down, and every single one of us reach across the aisle, as it were, and bring another kind of hospital with us next year. So we have a deal, right? Yes. Okay, good. My birthday is coming up soon. It's one of those big O ones. And it falls during Patient Safety Week in March. I think you know what my big wish is. Please make it come true. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.